So did anybody know who that was beforehand?
No.
It's like one of those ones that gets overlooked in the Bible, right? So has everybody went and read up a little bit on them? No?
Just a little bit.
Yeah,
this one.
And I know I put the scriptures in the group chat so that everyone would kind of. Huh?
I forgot. I'm so sorry. I just saw today the scripture.
Yeah, I wanted to put it in the group chat so that people can go ahead and look at it. So does anyone want to tell us who Priscilla and Aquila is?
All these scriptures right here. Go ahead, Trent.
Whoa. They were tent makers.
Okay. Yep.
Actually, leather workers. I think they were kicked out of Rome. I believe it was like 49 AD or something like that. And from there, they went to teach with Paul, who they met. And I think it was Corinth. They went on his second and third missionary. What do you call it?
Trip.
Yes. So they, basically they were only mentioned by name several times within the Bible. I mean, it was more of a reference, like a reference to them, and you kind of knew because of the content that was provided prior to the statements or scriptures too. So you only knew, they were only mentioned, like I said, by name several times within the Bible.
Yeah.
I think it was like 6 times or something.
Yeah, and I actually put all of the scriptures. I got the scriptures, and I put the scriptures in the group chat so that people can see all of the different times that they are in the Word. Scriptures in the group chat so that people can see all of the different times that they are in the Word of God. So that shows you how we can sometimes overlook just. I mean, the Bible is pretty big, So, but it's people in there that really a lot of times does not get touched or talked about. A lot. So, but I decided that we're gonna add them. We're gonna add this couple. A lot of times does not get touched or talked about. A lot. So, but I decided that we're gonna add them. We're gonna add this couple. Back to it with them is that, of course, them being married, and it just showed that it showed the walk that they had. So we're gonna look at 10 facts about Priscilla and Aquila. And everybody thought that this was two ladies. Everybody probably thought it was two sisters because his name is Aquila. They put an A at it, so it's through us. It's through everybody. So now if you see a man named Aquila, you'll know that it's in the Bible, and it was a man in the Bible. So that's why they named their child Aquila. I don't think I know nobody by that name.
I know. A girl.
A girl named Aquila, but not a boy, but not a man. Okay. So we're gonna look at the 10 facts about him. So a girl named Aquila, but not a boy, but not a man. Okay. So we're gonna look at the 10 facts about him. So first, quickly, Acts 18 chapter 1st and 2nd verse.
What? What you said?
Acts 18 chapter 1st and 2nd verse. If you got it, you can read it.
Then Paul left Athens and went to Corinth. There he became acquainted with the Jew named Aquila, born in Pontus, who had recently arrived from Italy with his wife Priscilla. They had left Italy when Claudius Caesar deported all Jews from Rome. So this was the first account of them. And notice when it talks about Caesar. So we've heard Caesar for history in school. So this just shows you how accurate the Bible. I tell people, I say I look for little tidbits. So when they start talking about Caesar, I'm like, oh. So nobody can't deny that all this was happening during that time because we know about Caesar. They taught us that in school. So even though they don't want to touch on Jesus, but this was taught in school in regards to Caesar. So this is the first account of them, right? All right. Second, they experienced difficult circumstances together. Notice it's talking about the unity. And in marriage, you're gonna do what? Experience difficult things together. That's what helps you to know that you're with someone that's ride or die, that's gonna ride out with you, that's gonna be with you, that y'all can stick it out. That's why I don't like when people waver too far from the traditional vows, because when they do all their own vows, that's cute.
But when you do those when you do the traditional, it say what? For better or for worse, richer and poorer, sickness and in health. I mean, it's up to death do us part. But it's letting you know that marriage just is not better, riches. It's letting you know that marriage just is not better, riches. As she said, it's possible to know if they were already believers when they were forced out of Rome, or if they became Christians through their relationship with Paul. So either way, life was sometimes hard for this couple. So I think that, I think if a marriage retreat is ever done, I've been to marriage retreats. I don't remember them ever talking about this couple, and they probably should have mentioned this couple. I've been to some marriage,
Very rare.
Very, very rare, but it's this couple, and they probably should have mentioned this couple. I've been to some marriage,
Very rare.
Very, very rare, but it's showing how they were able to stick it out together. Third, they worked together. Rare, but it's showing how they were able to stick it out together. Third, they worked together. How many? So I'm gonna work it, and I'm gonna stay right here for a minute, and I'm on the women, then I'm coming to the men's side. Miss Sade, what is your take on that?
For me, it's either I worked with my husband, and we're really great co-workers. Like
Okay.
we even do our business together, so I don't have a problem. And because he is my best friend, I mean, yes, separation is very healthy, but because he is my best friend, it doesn't, he don't irritate me. Like I can work with him.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you for saying that. All right, Sister Dolores, what is your take?
Well, I haven't been married, but I've been in relationships. But I also watched my parents. They was married for over. I haven't been married, but I've been in relationships. But I also watched my parents. They was married for over 50-some years.
Okay.
And they did everything together at first. And I ain't gonna speak on their stuff. But for me, I like the space. I like for my significant other to miss me. I like the little surprises. I like because it ain't if we co-workers, and it's gonna fall under this too.
Okay.
If we co-workers and I'm the wife, you the husband, but and I tell you to do something.
Oh.
I mean, how you gonna submit
That's a
yourself
good one.
to? How you gonna submit yourself to that?
Now that's good.
Being head of the household, that was one of my questions I was gonna ask, because Abigail had to do something without her husband's permission to save them. So I mean, no, for me, if I have to send you to the store to get some milk, yes, or something that's not eating much in the store, I'm gonna do it because I want you to miss me a little bit.
Yeah.
So that's me.
Okay.
I mean, I understand the best friend thing and all that, and if it's working for y'all, God be the glory. But honey, we need some itchy raka salt. Whatever that is, go to the store and find it.
Be there all day for 8 hours.
Hey, hold on.
Looking for,
It sounds like that she would purposely say that. And it sounds like she would personally say that so that it would put some division there, and you'll be at the store for a long time. Look at me. Okay. Okay.
What is?
It's good.
They don't do they got that because they can Google stuff now. So
Yeah.
Hey, Siri.
Okay. All right. Miss Carnisha.
I'm only been around my husband all the time, so I don't have no problem with it.
So you don't have no problem working with him either.
I don't know about that now. Because he said I'm bossy, so.
Is. She's very bossy.
But other than that.
I feel like it's gonna be hard, but I think, and also if you're working together and being on the lower pedestal, you have to understand this is our work relationship. So me being able to submit to you in this time, that's fine. Just know when we get home, we going back to the norm. So I just feel like I don't have a problem. So I just feel like I don't have a problem.
I myself. I want people to get in trouble.
My wife and I, like she said, we're best friends. So when it all comes to all, I think if you have that relationship, you can understand. There are still times where you have the separation, and that's fine. You have to have healthy.
I mean, you can't go to the bathroom together.
Don't look like it.
Don't tell me some of y'all doing that.
I mean,
Lay that down.
conversation.
Listen,
And what I'm saying
especially
is one in the shower, one on the
hold on,
toilet.
especially if it's number 2. I ain't talking about number 1.
I know, you know.
I done did that.
There has to be some cutoffs and some boundaries.
That's where you get your I'm sorry.
I think overall, I think it's not.
You don't listen.
Can I say one thing?
Oh yeah.
Now, Abigail, I want you to read this too.
Okay.
And Abigail wasn't on a job. And Batush, she wasn't on a job either. That's the queen before Esther.
Yeah.
They had to make decisions over the man in charge. So it's good that we like and we can get along with each other, but when you really get that little pinch, like when my mother became a little bit more the provider of the home, I seen a little difference, but they got it right because of God.
Okay.
So this read those stories because Abigail saved her whole family.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just like the Proverbs 31 woman too, though.
Yeah.
Everybody
Well,
saved
she
You
it.
know what I'm saying?
entrepreneur.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm
she
loving it,
I love it when she finally.
yeah, she finally but that still doesn't negate who
She said she didn't want to.
her husband is in the household.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? So, because I always say it, like a lot of times, there were times where I was making more money than my husband, but I wasn't the breadwinner. You know what I'm saying? He still was the head of the household. He still had to be the one to make the decisions, even if I didn't agree with it, because at the end of the day, you as the man of the house, you as the head of the household, you gonna have to carry that on your shoulder if you make the wrong decision.
Okay.
So then sometimes he would revert and say, well, what do you think?
Okay, that's good.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
I don't know, because what do you think? And if I say, well, I think we should do it like this, that, and the third, he say, okay, let's try. But that's co-workers.
Right.
You see
Yeah.
what I'm saying? That's how
I want y'all
it
to
works.
I want y'all to read Abigail, if it's all right, because his one decision, and it's not this about being a breadwinner. This that one decision he made, and he was a rich man.
Yeah.
But this that one decision he made could have caused him to kill everybody in this household. I'm
Yeah.
just saying this. It's not about the breadwinner,
Mhm.
but y'all, if you ever have a study on it, please let me know,
Okay.
cause it's
We'll
deep.
keep you posted.
But, yeah, I'm gonna let
On
y'all
that.
go on.
Okay. All right. Brother the Kibian.
I'm irritated, so.
You what?
My girl, she can stand me sometimes, but sometimes we do do that space. Like, she do miss me. But it's like-
space.
You know what I'm saying? It's love. It's that love that it grows.
Uh-huh.
You separated for a while, you know,
Okay.
for a while. So,
Okay.
but when we close together, I do get attention, like
Okay.
for a while. So,
Okay.
but when we close together, I do get attention, like.
You get an expiration
Yeah.
date.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I pick on her a little bit, get irritated.
Okay.
Yes.
And see, for you, y'all don't live in the same city.
No.
So it's already that y'all are separated. So when you do come together, of course you want to be together.
Yeah.
You know, because y'all don't get to see each other. I mean, probably on FaceTime. But thank God for FaceTime, because now we can see each other every day if we wanted to.
Yeah.
I got a question, but we're gonna save it for afterwards. Go ahead. Brother Jonte.
Even when we beefing, we still best friends.
Okay. So can you work together?
Ooh. Maybe. If we're like co-equally partnership, that can
Somebody
work.
gotta take the lead.
Well, co-equally partnership, that can
Somebody
work.
gotta take the lead.
Well,
No, I'm joking.
step aside.
I put especially like if y'all got a business together, like that's what they had, a business. So they didn't necessarily have bosses with them or people working. I mean, they were the ones, they were working together. I don't think you can make it work, especially if you're two best friends. But what I do hear a lot of is that, especially that everyone thinks that separation is good. Now let me ask this question. I want to throw this out here. could you be separated from your spouse, and your spouse goes out of the country for a good week, and you're here? And he can't be on the phone with you all day because he has meetings and conferences to be in.
I don't know.
Different time zone or something.
Huh?
Different time zone or something.
He has meetings and conferences to be in.
I don't know.
Different time zone or something.
Huh?
Different time zone or something.
Can you do
What you doing?
What you doing?
Oh!
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? They never know what might happen, you know? It's a crazy
Okay.
world out there these days.
Okay, so that would be a little far fetched for y'all. Anybody else?
Maybe the first day, be quiet. I
Some
get
people
to
can't
do
wait for
what
their
I want.
spouses to be out of the country.
Country or out of town?
I said out of the country.
Oh,
Yeah, see, that's what I said. I can do. I mean, out of town, yeah, I can do that, but
So what's out of
country.
town for you though? 'Cause
Maybe them in California.
I mean,
That's out of town.
that's out of town, yeah.
They
I'm
can
talking
come
about
up.
like you going to Japan or something,
going
like
to
or
Sky,
Africa.
man.
Yeah, that's what I say. Out of the country.
I gotta go with you now.
Oh, you gotta go with them. Okay.
I second that.
Yeah,
Second.
well, my husband left me in New York and went to
Wow.
Miami.
Wait a minute. And how long was this?
How week? He
whole
went
week.
to we were living in New York, and he went to Miami for a week.
Did y'all talk every day?
Sometimes, but because I mean he was with my family, but still
Okay,
none of
let's
that
provide some
matters.
context.
None of that
Let's provide some
matters.
content to
No,
this context.
but-
here.
I'm about to say,
What
wait,
up?
Miami.
So her uncle, who not
Oh,
gonna
so
say
you with family.
unfortunately,
You was with family.
None
Yeah,
of that
her
matters
family.
though. I
Not
was
my
on
family.
I wasn't there
So
though.
that's good.
like a family than they do her.
So, but that's good because he was at least with your family.
That's not always good though. That's not always true. You know that
Her
ain't
uncle's a
always.
very conservative, nice young.
No, they're not.
But
We on camera, I ain't got.
but he invited. It wasn't like I was like, oh, Unc, what we doing? Like he was like, hey nephew, da 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 da, and that was
Go
it.
to Miami.
And it was
For a
Miami,
Let's
but
go.
I pretty much worked with him the whole time we was there, so it wasn't like we were.
Look at that butts and
It's hot in here.
I mean, that's what Miami is.
It's hot in here.
See, it wasn't that kind of Miami.
It was at the beach. It was at the beach.
No.
You gotta take that
And
to
it
the
was
grave.
Home with
yes,
family.
you did.
I think I was jogging on the beach at like 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning.
Some things you gotta take to the grave.
He said he went jogging on the beach at 4 in the morning.
4 in the morning.
It was like 4 or 5 in the morning or something. That was my normal
There you
workout
go.
time. She knows.
You working out?
No.
Well, and see, that's the kind of people not out.
You working out? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they already sleep.
People are not out at that
Yeah,
time
no,
of
it
the
was
morning.
completely empty.
Holy
I mean,
They were raking the beach when I was out there.
All right.
You must be helping your brother back here.
All right, listen. Thank y'all for sharing that. Thank y'all for sharing that little tidbit. So now I'm gonna be looking at y'all sometime like,
4 in the morning, huh?
okay. Okay. One more question, and then we're gonna get back on this little piece because I got something else that's brewing in my mind. But one other question, because really, this couple was together all the time, so this is a whole different ball game because they was always together. But I'm gonna throw this out real quick. So say if your spouse leaves at 5 o'clock in the morning and you don't see them till 7 o'clock at night because they didn't tell you how long they was gonna be gone, and you trying to reach them through the day and you can't reach them. But then they show up at 7 o'clock at night, and they're like, oh, they just left their phone in the car all day.
Lucy, you got some explaining to do.
Depends on the circumstances too. I mean, if it's your job, then it's okay.
Did they just
I
up
don't
and
think y'all
leave
breaks there.
or?
They just went out for the day, like went with some
From 5 in the
friends
morning.
to 7 o'clock at night.
Isn't it at the prison though? Y'all have to leave your phone in the car?
You got to. So.
No, she said they went out
They
with
was
friends.
out. This
Oh,
was
they
on
were out
a
with
Saturday,
friends?
out with.
Oh yeah, no. No excuses for that. They cheating.
I don't even have them days off.
Say it again.
Say it again, Simi.
They cheating.
They cheating.
Yes.
Hey.
You out with friends from this time to this time. Ain't no way you gonna be with the boys for that long.
And then don't respond to your spouse
What
all
is
day.
Wait a minute, what's their names? Because that gets in the way.
Church thing.
And they tell you that they went fishing.
That's explainable right there.
No, they. No, gonna help me. You gonna help me pack? Fish explainable.
Where we going?
Oh, you about to stop by the fish market
That-
and load
And-
up a cooler.
And then you're asking where is all the fish? Oh, they just left it with the friend.
You gotta be a fisherman.
You gotta show us pictures of the
He
fish.
said fisherman. He here with the scripture. He with the scripture. He with the scripture. Fisherman.
We round them things up.
Listen, I am just throwing it out there because I actually experienced that through my marriage.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Really? What did you do?
And it was that exact scenario?
But yeah.
Oh.
Oh my God.
Oh no, he was.
Oh.
Be quiet.
Yeah. He was I don't know about that one.
What you did?
What did you find
All
out?
this stuff
I'm
was
sorry.
confirmed.
Let me see.
His name got juicy.
I was like, I wanna know.
I
Like
want to know what the tea was.
yeah, let me
I just wanted to ask, I just wanted to throw that out there.
Had to be in
5 to 7 though.
And he really liked the fish. But
Better buy a satellite phone.
but what I just said it. Cause it was like, oh, I just threw it and just left it all day in the vehicle. But your wife calling you, checking on you, and it could be vice versa. But I heard what you said. Oh yeah, he was cheating. But what if he wasn't cheating?
That's what I've been telling you. We kicked everybody.
But you see how our minds will automatically
because why are you not answering your wife?
exactly because they're not used to having a wife that should want to check in on them.
You could have checked in at least once or twice.
Yeah.
I can
Even
say
if he
that. I can
tried
say
to lie,
that.
he could have
Yeah.
said anything. I'm so okay. All right, good. I heard you good.
Cause listen, and I'm gonna get us back on subject. Cause there are men who will answer their phone and they're cheating, but they will make up a whole story. And let me just not say men, but I'll say women too. They will answer the phone, and they are actually with the person.
Baby, be quiet. I got.
You got some that's good liars.
So the key thing I wanted to throw out here as I reel this back in, because I'm listening to the fact that they're always together, but it would have been interesting to see them not be together as much, because that's where if you're not with your person all day, can you trust them when they're not in your presence?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, in the beginning of our marriage, Trent was the same way.
Yeah.
Like he hung out at night.
Oh,
So he would hang out, and I'm like, what's going on? Like, you can't answer your phone, you can't call. Like, what do you do? You know, I just left the house, and then I'm not used to having a probation officer.
that's what
he was
I'm not used to. And
Yeah,
are you
and
kidding
I'm
me
like,
right now?
what are you talking about? You have a wife and kids at home,
Exactly.
and you leave and hang out at night.
You're not single anymore.
And the funny thing is, the person who he hung out with, we all went to church together. So his wife, me and her would have the same complaint about them. We all went to church together. So his wife, me and her would have the same complaint about them, and it's like they never understood it until finally
Checking in.
they did. Yeah, they realized, okay, to check in, you know, and
Check
not
in.
the insecurity of what you out here doing. No, we checking in to make sure y'all good, y'all black, y'all hanging out at night, you know.
Wait,
You know, black.
Yeah.
Black, huh?
Checking
You know
in.
that- I mean, come on, when you
Checking
see
in.
black men hanging out.
So I guess I could say, in a lot of instances, it may be good to separate a little bit, because this couple is showing they was always together.
Yeah, that news is
But it's good to separate a little bit, but then it also needs to, because I can say my parents have been married for going on 46 years, because I'm 45. And one thing I always hear them will say to each other, if one is leaving, they'll say, I'm going this place.
Yeah.
I'm going that place. Like, it to each other. If one is leaving, they'll say, I'm going this place.
Yeah.
I'm going that place. Like, that's something that they always are checking in with each other.
Yeah.
My parents don't be on the phone chatting all that. They don't do that. But they are communicating though. Because I know, because I've heard this in different marriages. One spouse will leave and they don't even say nothing.
Oh no.
Because they're so used to doing it and not having to check in with the spouse. And so it never dawns on them, I'm married now. I got to be able to have this open line of communication. Communication will help save your marriage.
It's key. Yeah, definitely key.
It's key.
Oh yeah.
It's key. Having an open line of
I feel like I need to defend myself. Burning me up, I'm telling you.
Go ahead.
So when we would hang out, she knew exactly where we were at. So it wasn't like we were at random spots. It wasn't a mystery about where y'all gonna be at.
So you knew where they were.
Pop up if you want to. Stay home if you want to. Matter of fact, y'all two together. Talk to each other. Like,
was it hours?
No, you wouldn't check in. It don't matter if I knew where you was at.
Like, how many hours was this?
oh.
Right. Right.
Well, I don't really.
Right. Exactly. And I'm
I
like,
came home at a decent time.
what are you doing? I haven't talked to you.
Can I say something? Maybe she trusts you. It's the people that was around you that she didn't trust.
Yeah.
See, that wasn't even the issue.
No.
It was, I'm going to tell you, he was dangerous out here. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You wanted him to
He
check
was-
in to make sure he was okay.
Yes, it was more so to make sure he was good. Because when we found out,
Karen White.
yeah, the police,
Karen White.
they would just mess with black men for no reason.
Okay.
Yeah, like
I
we
understand
lived,
that.
it was
Yeah.
terrible where we lived at. So
See, that's the stuff that I think of. And see,
Yeah.
and for me, I like to check in. I'll even say sometimes, especially if I know, and I'll be like, just let me know when you get home.
Right.
I do that with certain members if I know that they're by themselves and they're sick, like especially the females. But like, and then I may do it with the guys if I really care about them. But then it going to, oh, she being mama.
yeah,
I'm not trying to be mama. I'm just, this is how I was raised.
yeah,
Right? And so be glad somebody caring.
Yeah.
Right.
Glad somebody actually
And to tell somebody actually care, check in and let me know that you made it. Because things happen between you leaving one spot and getting home.
yes,
You know,
absolutely.
and communication is always the key. Like, I had to meet somebody last night for a business trying to, work on something. And my parents, and I told them, I texted them, I said, well, I'm going to a meeting. So then when I talked to them again, they thought it was a whole bunch of people at the meeting. So they were talking about, I said, no, it was just me and the guy. They looked at like, are you crazy? You're not supposed to be out with nobody like that. They could have killed you. And it just had watched something on TV where that's what happened. The lady went somewhere and that's what happened to her.
Oh, wow. Okay.
What time was it?
It was about 6:30.
What time was it over?
About 8:30 was about 2 hours.
You can't compare it to yours.
You know, it's, but what you said was, like when I'm at school, he makes sure, hey, if it been too long,
Good.
did you make it to school? Are you still on the road?
Yeah.
And when he get to work, he do the same thing. Hey, I made it, because like you said, a lot can happen.
Within that time.
Like within that, car crashes is fatal
Exactly.
nowadays.
2
Like,
miles within your house.
yeah.
I think it's like 80 to 85% of cars.
It's just good checking in. And then sometimes if you're in a marriage with someone who they're not used to that, it's just they just need to learn.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's just about learning things. And that's easy because when you marry somebody, remember y'all didn't live together. Y'all got different ways y'all looked at stuff. And it's just bringing it together, being able to compromise. Key. Right?
That's good. These are some good points.
Yeah, and then see, for me, plus I've been married and divorced. So I mean, I know. And that's the good thing. I mean, I've been single, engaged, married, divorced, and single again. So I can give you the whole rundown on all of
I think
that.
it's in the woman's nature to care more than men do too. So
Because women are nurturers.
yeah, I had a conversation with my girlfriend about that. She kind of yelled at me one time because it was on a Sunday too. Like I just left work, took a nap, came to church, and I didn't call her until after I left the restaurant and got done eating. She was like, "You didn't call me and checking in all day." I'm like, "But you knew I was at work. You know I get tired after work, so I took a nap." I went to church, so you knew after church I always eat. I had to like that's like a whole wind down for me. Like I had
It
to
was
just,
all day.
So it would probably be like 5 to 7 that you just.
Especially because she don't live in the and especially because she doesn't live in the same city as you.
So I'm like, we had this communication. I'm like, you know what?
Communication.
I did say I'm gonna just try to check in with you
Yeah.
both, so you be all right.
Yeah.
You know, for your headspace and your peace.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just let you know from now on.
But you know what, this can work in a lot of relationships that I have with people. Cause
Yeah.
today I'm guilty, cause my job sent me to the hospital, but I ain't go here. I just went straight to Gainesville. So my mom was like, "Wow, I came by McDonald's and you wasn't there." I said, "Oh, Mom, they just sent me on. I just went on the game, but I don't want to bother nobody." And she's like, "I was so worried." I said, "Mom,
See
you
there?
gotta worry." So this, when I get home, I'm gonna make it up to her. But this can work with mother, daughter, son, wife.
Every area.
These some good points.
Communication in every relationship is so and so is honesty.
Yes.
But communication is so important in every relationship. If you want to have a healthy relationship,
Yes.
make sure your line
Yes.
make sure your line of communication is solid. And that you keep it in. I mean, it is one of the most important things. Let me tell you, I have an issue with, and we're gonna get back on this part, but I got an issue with when I'm texting somebody, and you act like you ain't seen my message all day. It's a whole 24 hours gonna pass.
I don't even like text.
And then what happens is they'll say that they saw it
I forgot to text.
and forgot to text back.
See, I like to call.
Yeah, I call. Like,
I like to
if
call.
I don't text you
Oh,
back,
oh,
I'm actually gonna call you.
I gotta be.
But my girl be like, I text you and you respond. It's like, I'm talking to you right now. What's going on?
This is my response.
Yeah.
I'm talking to you right now. Like, what's going on?
And ladies, and I'm gonna get back on this. And ladies, do not send men long paragraphs.
Ooh.
They're not probably gonna read it.
Not at all.
I'm gonna get.
Some do.
I'm gonna get the key
I
words.
try to. I ain't gonna lie.
Nothing that matters.
They don't respond to the one word in there, but I did do that. That's not even what
Do not make it too long, because they are not. Because I have been studying how this process goes. Because women, we gotta put it out there. So our stuff could be a little wordy, and they respond to you with one sentence or a few phrases. And sometimes I used to get upset until I started learning that this is just really how men are. They ain't gonna give you all that back like
What's
that.
funny is-
So take it that they did respond to you, and they decided even if it's 1 or 2 lines or maybe just 1 line, they did respond because they just ain't gonna give you that
What's funny?
5, 6, 8 sentences.
She sent me a paragraph today.
My text would be dry.
Yeah, she sent me a paragraph today, and I was almost put okay, and I erased that. Like that's too short.
See,
And I didn't call her instead.
don't you dare just put
I
okay.
said, let me call instead. Because I was gonna work.
And notice that you said a paragraph.
She-
Women, we usually will give you a good little paragraph.
It was thoughtful too. The lovely little paragraph. Like, I was like,
Yeah, but okay.
It was
Yeah.
lovely. Lovely.
Oh, communication.
No, you don't tell us to back out.
no.
You just talk on the phone. That'd be
Yeah, I gotta say what I need to say.
So communication is very important. I'm telling you, especially in relationships, it is important. I thumbs up somebody. Listen, and I thumbed up somebody. It was a gentleman that we would go out sometime, just as friends. And I forgot he said he don't like the thumbs up. So we were supposed to be going to the movies. And I hit the thumbs up. This Negro says to me,
Not Negro.
that's it. I'm not going to the movies. I'm like, Negro, please, I'm going to the movies regardless. I'm going to watch it by myself. Just because I gave a thumbs up, I forgot that you don't like the thumbs up.
Oh goodness.
That's kind of petty though. Like,
That
It
is
is.
very petty.
Listen, why this is on my mind. No, listen. It really don't have nothing to do with this, but
Okay.
because you said that,
Yeah.
somebody said a whole. No, listen. It really don't have nothing to do with this, but
Okay.
because you said that,
Yeah.
somebody said a whole person don't chase, they choose.
Mm.
Somebody tell me that.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
That's
like.
good.
I love that. I said,
It's
wow,
in
that is
knowing
so
yourself
good.
and your yeah, it is good. It is good.
When you hold, you don't chase, you choose.
You choose. So I didn't beg him Oh, please go to the movies with me. I happily text back. Well, I'm going. I say, are you really acting like this? Because I didn't do that thumbs up. I'm going to the movies by myself, and I went on to the movies, enjoyed that movie, and laughed by myself, and just enjoyed it all by myself.
That's me.
That's the kind of confidence that you walk in.
Yeah.
That you're not gonna let nobody kill your shine and take away your joy.
Ain't stopping this show. I'm still going.
Don't let them stop your
I
show.
tell you about it.
I'm still going.
Yeah.
Okay.
See you when I get home.
Okay, yeah, you time I see you when I get home.
I was imitating.
Okay. All right, the fourth one. And listen, we have got stuck over here, but this is good conversation.
Yes, it is.
I really think we have great conversation. It'd be some good stuff. Fourth, they became lifelong friends and ministry partners. So they were lifelong friends and ministry partners of Paul, right? So when Paul came to Corinth, he met Priscilla and Aquila and joined them in their tent making business. Perhaps 15 or 16 years later, when Paul was near death and writing his final letter to Timothy in Ephesus, he urges Timothy, greet Priscilla and Aquila. So key is, now you're talking about somebody you could do ministry with. Now that is my dream. To have somebody I can do ministry with, and I can, we could do this together. Like sometimes I would love it that I'm standing up here and he's right up here and we are doing this together. That is my dream, right? And so it's important to have someone that can match you in that kind of stuff. And then if they're not matching you, but still you can help them and help them get to that point, right? It's important. How many of y'all read Bibles with your person?
Sometimes.
Y'all read scripture or other things together?
She always telling me something interesting. Like, baby, you hear this about Paul?
Yeah, I love it. Okay.
Yeah, we usually watch these videos of Aquila and Perry, and they go over scripture, so we enjoy that. Like last Wednesday when I missed Bible study, that's when we heard it on the phone. We shared a video on each other's phones since we was long distance, and we watched that video about scripture they was reading about spiritual maturity. Really, that's what
Yeah.
it was about. Distance, and we watched that video about scripture they was reading about spiritual maturity. Really, that's what it was about.
Yup.
He flew out.
All the time.
Isn't there a scripture that talks about spouses? That wherever you go,
I'm looking at this. I'm trying to.
isn't there a scripture? I'm asking, isn't there a scripture that talks about when you're married that where you go, I go? I'm trying to see if y'all can catch it.
Isn't it
I don't know what you
Corinthians?
talking about.
1 Corinthians?
Only one I know say that is Ruth. It's another one besides Ruth.
Huh?
It's another verse besides Ruth that says that. It's another one besides Ruth.
Huh?
It's another verse besides Ruth that says that.
I'm asking. Listen, I'm trying to see because now.
Listen,
No, we actually started with Adam and Eve, and it was hot in here.
Oh my God.
I know God did some marriage counseling for them. Like, sit down. Sit down.
Oh, I didn't know was.
Oh my God. It was so
She left him though.
Tell me your problems.
Huh?
Eve
I
left
think
Adam.
so.
What?
No. Remember that was our big debate because a lot of the men were saying that Adam was not there when Eve was talking to the serpent
No. Oh,
about the fruit. But that Bible say he was there.
Hell, he was there.
Yeah, God gave the man the commandment. Hello.
Yeah.
First Corinthians.
Those scrapers like
Huh?
those. You did give the man the commandment.
First Corinthians 7:10.
7 and 10.
Did.
7:10 and 11.
He gave- he
Say
gave-
it.
First Corinthians 7:10 and 11.
I was wondering.
First
Who was that
Corinthians.
Corinthians?
You
What
go
was
ahead.
that again, Mr.
Oh,
Trent?
1 Corinthians.
7 and 10. 10 and 11.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it does.
What does it say?
It says,
Come
but
on
for
now.
those who are married, I have a command that comes not from me, but from the Lord. A wife must not leave her husband. But if she does leave him, let her remain single or else be reconciled to him.
What version you reading?
1 Corinthians what?
His is the what?
That ain't.
What's your version?
1 Corinthians 7 and 10.
Oh, 7 and 10.
Yes, NLT.
Oh, wait a minute. Where I'm at? Yeah, 7.
Principles of
Reconciled to
marriage.
him, and the husband must not leave his wife.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought it was something else.
1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 10.
Mhm.
Oh.
Yes, what it say?
That's what it says.
Yes,
Okay.
it does. It say that.
Proverbs 7
Right.
and 19.
Okay.
Proverb. You moving too fast.
You finna work with that one?
I think it's that one.
Um,
7 and 19.
Oh, 7:19.
that one?
I think it's that one.
Um,
7 and 19.
Oh, 7:19.
Prob you so you just went to Proverbs 7. I don't pull all of these scriptures.
Proverbs 7
Proverbs 7
and 19.
and 19.
Yeah, 7 and
I
19.
felt like it was some Proverbs too. Proverbs 11.
It say, for my husband is not home. He's away on a long trip.
Say it, yeah.
Proverbs what?
I think the highlighter is like it's not directly about travel, but it speaks about the husband's absence
Exactly.
and the wife's potential vulnerability
Mm.
while the husband is gone. So I guess it highlights the importance of like trust and communication within the marriage.
Trusting and communication.
Proverbs what again?
19.
7 and
7
19.
7 and 19.
I think that's also why they say like the best leader for your home is a husband that actually follows behind his wife,
Yes.
not one that leads his wife. Reason being is because if he's following behind her, he can see what's coming before her and behind her. So it's his way to protect her at all
Yes.
times. So
Yes.
don't take it as because he's standing behind her and leading
Ephesians 5:22 to 30.
her at all
Yes.
times. So
Yes.
don't take it as because he's standing behind her and leading.
Ephesians 5:22 to 30. How about for the spouses that their spouses in the army? And it'd be like a year or so at a time.
It still should be where they're based at though.
Huh?
It still should be based where they're based at.
What if they're not? Because that's not always the case.
Yeah.
That,
No.
that is not always the case.
I mean,
That could be very
That's the
difficult.
reason why it gets shaky when, you know what I'm saying, they in the marriage and he's too far away and she's not. Like, they ain't close together. If he ain't, like, I was in the Navy, like, if
Okay, yep.
I witnessed a lot of things where, you know what I'm saying, if the husband was far out and she was still in the States, the husband's out there wilding out and she don't even know it. Like,
And vice versa.
Thinking that-
Vice versa.
And they're thinking that that person
vice
is
versa,
faithful.
too. Yeah, it's basically like that. Actually, that's how a dude, you know what I'm saying, a chief actually go to, it was word of mouth from someone else who was also an officer. Say he went off to Thailand, you know what I'm saying, bought him a little street lizard, and then, you know what I'm saying, bought him a little street lizard, and then,
A problem.
Is that what they called it?
yeah,
A street lizard.
and he ended up dying on the motorcycle, and the girl survived. And he had not one wife but two wives.
Oh.
A Japan wife and
Oh,
and
That's probably how it be going.
yeah. It was,
Oh, wow.
I think it can be done if it's on a
It can
journey,
be done,
if
but
it's
it's
in
tough.
the Navy, if it's, I done seen girls that wait on men for prison, and I mean, they don't cheat on them or anything. So I believe if you love that person.
If
and
you love that person.
Yeah, if you love that person and y'all do have that communication with Jesus Christ in the midst, I believe it can,
It can
it
work.
can be done.
It can work, but
You're already a prime example, your girlfriend don't even stay in town with you.
yeah,
So it can be done,
it can be
but
done.
if you're doing something with the
But
street.
you gotta be, you know what I'm saying?
Oh!
You gotta get there. But I heard they say your woman not eat much here. So it can be done because you're an example of it.
Yeah. it
At
can be
least
done.
you're but I heard they say your woman not eat much here. So it can be done because you're an example of it.
Yeah. it
At
can be
least
done.
you're doing something you're not supposed to.
I'm not, but
Okay, so 2 days now.
I'm trying to tell you.
I was just saying like what I witnessed, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, I told my girl like back then I was a wild child, like you know what I'm saying, back in the day. I probably wouldn't care. You know what I'm saying? But now it's like since I've been closer, trying to get closer to God.
Oh God, that's
Stop
good.
on my old ways.
Good
You know
stuff.
what I'm saying? I've been straight and narrow.
That's good.
Like she's a good woman. I mean, yeah, she's a good woman to me. So I won't jeopardize that at all.
Love it. Cause you do get tried.
Yes.
That's, I guess
Especially if there's distance between you and your person, and because of stuff like that, all that stuff comes. But how are you gonna sustain and hold up in the midst of those kinds of situations when there could be distance between you? Because like in the army, people they gone for a whole year or so before you see them. A whole that. And what I don't like, and I'm gonna just be honest with you, the ones that propose or they marry somebody right before they go off to the army.
Right. Why you gonna do that?
I'll be
I
back.
think that's more of a benefits thing.
It
To me, that's
is.
more of a.
Get the health insurance.
Listen,
You get a
Yeah,
check.
I just don't know if I can tell a guy.
Because they tell you that you get more money if you're married.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
then you get
That's
even
the
more when you have the kids.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think it's more.
So,
it's
You
more-
You get housing, all
Trying
kinds
to
of
bring that vision
benefits.
home.
The first thing
All
they
that
go
goes
through, yeah.
Like when you see men going or women going off to prison, they want to get married prior to. Not
Yeah.
Understanding the rules behind it.
So they can have
Yeah.
those conjugal visits and stuff.
You can? Oh.
I
I
know.
had an auntie involved.
No,
What she
no,
paying
no,
anybody
no.
to?
I never
She
did
said she
that.
didn't know that.
You were married, you could go visit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, you can do conjugal visits.
But not everywhere though.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
And they don't
People
understand the
be-
rules behind it
Yeah.
sometimes. I think too, even when you're in the same city, sometimes stuff could be ravished and because I mean, look at Corinth. Corinth was a worldly city, and for them to be there for so long and still not, basically subside or
Mm-hmm.
converge on anything that was happening within the city.
Mm-hmm.
It was crazy right before they met Paul.
Mm-hmm. So I think the key takeaway, so we can move forward, is separation can be good a little bit, but not too much separation in a marriage.
Not good for a man to be alone.
No, that's what the word say. The word don't say that. I think it said that.
No, he took that back to Genesis. He went back to Adam.
He went back
Yeah.
to Adam.
Where God said it's not good for a man to be alone, so
Yeah.
they created it. Yeah. Oh, Lord, I'm about to go into some other stuff, but I ain't gonna do it. Oh, okay. I'm trying to stay focused, but my mind just went to. I guess I can because I'm the pastor. All right. So we go. I'm trying to keep this right here. All right. So I've always tried to wonder this, and this is good because we got the guys and the men. I mean, the guys and the ladies. All right. So like a lot of times when somebody breaks up, and you know how you should be really going through the healing process before you get back into one.
Okay.
Why is it? Do men seem to jump back into a relationship
Wait.
quick compared? The woman could be in a few years of healing,
No, some of them jump.
No.
but
Yeah,
but it's some.
right, yeah.
It's some. But when you talk about the men, they jump in a lot quicker.
How you know that ain't been going on?
I think that's just because of the desire.
It depends on the person.
Yeah,
that's
desire
a
the flesh
person,
too.
a person.
Like if your flesh desires someone that bad,
Mhm.
you scared to be alone. Then
Mhm.
that's why most of the men do it because they want to be close to somebody. They don't want to be lonely or.
They don't want to be lonely.
So I think it's misconfused too. Like you're saying, to piggyback on it, it seems like the man is already over the relationship that they just got out of. But that's not the case most of the time.
That's true.
Is they're trying to find a way to be.
That's true.
Yeah.
And they're trying to find the
They're
next
trying to
biggest
find
thing. Or this could just be their healing element. This is how I go, like how some people turn to drinking, some people turn to women.
Coping mechanism.
Coping
exactly.
mechanism.
Sometimes it really.
Yeah. So it's not always the man seems like he's already over it because he's done moved on.
It be quick now. I be watching. I be like, well then you. And I've seen it a lot. So I'm like, no, hold on now. I don't even think y'all divorced yet, and they got somebody else, or the spouse that passes,
Oh, man.
Yes, I've seen.
and
that.
they already got somebody
Yeah.
lined up.
Dang. Well,
That was already going on.
Yeah, that was already going on.
Oh, okay.
I done seen a lot.
I don't have to say nothing.
That was.
Oh, is that what you was gonna say?
Sometimes they be double dating anyway.
Yeah.
When I get tired of you, I already got this going on. So that's why some women do it too.
Yeah.
It's already lined up, baby. I just got what I can get from you. This who.
Yeah.
But to be careful. Well, y'all married. Everybody married.
Not
Be
everybody.
careful if you're single because being that rebound chick, man, or whatever on the side, you just gonna get used and abused till they find what they
Exactly.
Placeholder.
Because sometimes they are.
You are a placeholder.
My mother taught me when I'm with the guy, don't do the wifely things.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Keep.
know. Because if I'm gonna do wifey for you, you might as well wifey the finger, the paper, the whole 9 yards.
Exactly.
You're gonna get girlfriend things from me, you know? So I'm not gonna be cooking and cleaning and all this stuff, and you live here and I live there, and then when I leave, my best friend come over, child, please.
Exactly.
But that's all I'm gonna say.
Okay. I just want to throw that out there real quick as we get ready to wrap this.
Because
really
what you
good.
just said, we know somebody who, a female,
Yeah.
who jumps and literally what my husband just said, women do the same thing because they don't want to be alone. They gotta have somebody, and they're trying to get over who they just got with, and then and then that's when the comparison
Trying
come
to get
in.
over.
They do that.
People don't, and it's like people don't know that they don't want to learn how to heal.
Yeah, they do.
Before they move into another relationship. Now, my healing journey has been longer than I wanted it to.
You know what, Chrissy?
I think I'm about 10 years in.
Oh my goodness.
I think I'm about 10 years in.
Can I ask another serious
That's a long time.
Now, when you go to person like that, don't you accumulate like
Soul
spirits?
ties. Yes.
If you're having sexual intercourse with them,
Soul ties. Real.
soul ties.
Those things are real.
Soul ties are
Very.
Oh, you wonder
real.
why your ex keep popping up. That's when you.
Yeah,
Them
soul ties are
crazy.
real. That's why you got to be
Real.
so careful jumping from relationship to relationship.
I tell my
I had to
daughters
block
that
a
all
few
the
before I
time.
got.
Because you can mess yourself up.
Right.
So I'm gonna try and summarize the rest of this so we can get out of here because I know what time I'm looking at the time. So 7, hold on, let me see. So 6, they taught Apollos the way of God more accurately. After Paul left them in Ephesus, they heard Apollos speaking in the synagogue, but his knowledge of the truth was in a private setting and shared vital insights. So Apollos received their words, traveled to Achaia, and flourished in ministry there. So they worked together to bless and help other people and teach them the right way. 7th, they learned the scriptures together. So that's another one that you can take away from it. 8th, they risked their necks for Paul, and they did that together. In other words, they put themselves in a situation, and this is in Romans 16:3-4, where they put themselves in a situation where they could have died for Paul. And so we don't know exactly when it occurred, but if you go back to Acts 19th chapter 23rd through the 41st, it kind of give you a little bit more in regards to that. 9th, they used their homes for church meetings. That's another good one. My parents did that all the time. When bishops and other people came in from out of town, they always had the guest bedroom. Nobody could sleep in there, but the guests, like when the bishops and all of them came to town, they would come and stay at our house. All of the top people, when they came from out of state or from down, because we were in an organization out of Miami. So, but that's what they would do. So they always in the organization out of Miami. So, but that's what they would do. So they always their house was that place. 10th, they may have had children, but they didn't really talk. The children were not mentioned here for them, but it's just saying that they could have did that together. So it's the whole point of this couple was that they did everything together.
Togetherness.
And it showed the togetherness because everything that they showed here was them working together. And it also was showing us, too, that sometimes people that you don't always have to have a separation. It depends on how, there are some couples that they are inseparable. Like, seriously. They won't even go out of town without each other.
Because I'm not going nowhere if my husband is. You, what?
I do. Do me a girl's trip.
Yeah, I need that right now. I need that yesterday.
But listen. Don't think I want to go. Like he knows that. Like when
What if all us ladies decided to do something together?
I always would love to go on the girl trip. That's a dream. But I don't know. I just be me and my husband.
How about if all the ladies in the church decided to go and rent out a house and do like a little women's retreat, and we in the Lord, we praying together, and we doing all these things.
So I was supposed to just do that recently. I was invited to one of those. It was just women in the Lord, and I was like, in Orlando, I can't do it
Because you're so used to being.
I need my husband right in Orlando. I can't do it
Because you're so used to being.
I need my husband right there.
Can you all do a men's trip?
Nah.
I'm talking about good, saved Christian men of God. I'm talking about out of town. So I'm literally just trying to see how, because I want to do that for our church one day, but I think I might just do it where everybody come together. And it's gonna be one of them big enough houses that got 12 rooms or something to bring everybody together.
Wow.
I mean, I don't know. I just.
Yeah, she don't want to go.
Yeah, she just like, yeah, no, count me out.
Now, and then Carlisha back there said, "Oh, I'm gonna do me a cruise."
Yeah, yesterday.
I don't know. I should.
And Carlisha back there said, "Oh, I'm gonna do me a cruise."
Yeah, yesterday.
I don't know. I should.
Been trying to convince.
Somebody's comfort zone. He
You
gonna do
want to go on roller coasters?
Well, we gonna go to Clearwater. That's slow. It's a dinner cruise.
He ain't gonna go because that's where he from.
We can do the dinner cruise in Clearwater. That's
Good luck.
That's been a
Go to my house.
that's
Okay.
funny.
There's sharks in the water.
So it's just showing how it is for people that some people cannot separate, and some people can.
Oh shit, bro.
And every family, I think, is different, because some people in the corporate world, they always have to be out of town.
Mm-hmm.
And the wife sometimes can't go because of the kids, so she has to be home, and he's flying out of state all the time.
Now, what if you become a travel nurse?
He coming with me.
Okay.
They do it. They do. They get in a little RV and they go.
So where the kids gonna be?
Wherever
yeah.
they gonna be, I don't know.
Let me tell you.
Hey,
Wherever, I don't know. I know I'm gonna be with my husband though.
hey, Trent.
They got
Listen.
Lunchables, waffles, pancakes.
License,
Not the Lunchables.
License.
we don't need to care anymore. Like they have
Cash App.
right. They got their stuff going on. We spent our whole life with these kids.
Y'all are tickling me. Y'all are
You know,
tickling me.
some people left home at 11 and 12 years old back in the day.
That's back in
They
the
walked
day,
7
though.
miles to school.
No, you can't do that right now, though. You can't do that. You can't do that. Okay. But this is good. So I enjoyed us getting into the Priscilla and Aquila, because they literally were inseparable. Is all it came down to, was that they did everything together, and that's the model of a lot of marriages. Really, that is the one that's showing that you forsaken all others.
That's why my husband didn't take the job to drive truck. He has a
Oh.
CDL, and that's when before we drive truck. He has a CDL, and that's when before we even moved here, he said that's what he wanted to do, drive truck. He got
That's
a
one thing
CDL,
I can't do.
and that's something that's why he will not go over the road. He said,
Yeah, 'cause I know somebody they had
No,
a woman in.
Coca-Cola or nothing?
Not
They
the
had
local, but I'm
they
talking
had a
about
woman in
the
every
road.
stage.
A woman in every state. Oh my.
All 50 what?
They had a woman in every state because they was over the road truck driver.
Oh, man.
That's a lot.
That's too much.
Right.
That's too much.
every state.
People.
I keep up 51 people. I keep up with everybody like that. Like,
Idaho,
you
Nebraska.
call all in one day?
Ooh, that
That's
nasty.
Send out a group text.
And they probably already know about each other.
Automatic series. TikTok the people for me.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's
Wild.
crazy.
That's too much.
Yep. That's what mine wanted to do too.
But work.
And then he said, "Oh well, I guess I can't work." Because I was sitting there driving. You don't have to go over the road. I know.
Dealing
You
with
don't have to go over the road.
You do a dedicated driver.
Dealing with one, you're not ready to fight.
So togetherness is.
Woman did it. Ooh, God.
Yeah, that's true. He had a lot of women. I think it was about 300, wasn't it?
Lord have mercy. I know he was.
I would have never been one of them.
Great hair everywhere.
Great.
But wasn't that the culture back then?
I don't care if it was the culture.
All over the place.
God knew what time I needed to be born.
Mhm.
I'm not about to share.
I feel like they would- they
I'm not
okay
about to
with it
share
at
one
that
man
time.
with 300
Solomon
women.
was a wild boy.
He was, and he was probably one of the
He
happiest
got
people on the
that from
planet.
David.
I don't think he was that happy, cause he couldn't please all of them. You can't tell me.
Ain't no way.
Oh, we can't talk.
You just sit there and talk with them and you
That's-
go.
he had-
Social life.
He had to have community. I don't know.
Well, I mean, he probably.
Social life.
He had to have community. I don't know.
Well, I mean, he probably could have because there's 365 days in a year.
Oh God.
Wow.
So they all got a date.
What every take the
He had to be
full moon,
tied.
you take the half of the moon.
He had to be
You
tied.
say the benediction.
All right.
I'm just thinking like,
I had to do like calculations in my head. If he had 300 wives and there's 300, yeah, it's just the wife only got that one time a year with him. Make it great.
But
Make it count.
But then the Jewish people had the lunar calendar, so if it was like a full moon, that's your turn.
Here he go.
I'm just thinking he had to be wore out.
Ooh,
Slept
that's
tired.
why.
Well,
Drained.
Very.
I mean, like,
these two arguing about
maybe
this.
he didn't sleep with them all.
I don't think he did. He just probably like to look at them, you know.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, it had to be a lust thing. It had to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
It had to be.
All right. Well, my mind done went enough. So
Yeah,
so-
mine-
other stuff. I had to go ahead and tell myself
With
we
300 people.
we can't do all of that. Okay.